We're running an electric grid. All our plugs and all our homes are running off this dirty energy. We got to get to renewables. Tell us about what's the problem here.
Well, I think it's useful just to look at some of the big picture context for this. So we think of fossil fuels, those of us that are in the environmental or green communities, as this terrible thing because it's causing global warming. But it's important to remember that really human civilization, the modern world, wouldn't have been possible without fossil fuels. They're amazing substances. They are dense sources of energy. They're everywhere. You dig them up and you burn them and you get really cheap energy, which allowed us to build our cities, our factories, and enjoy all the comforts of modern life. So now we've got a problem, which is that the same substances that allowed civilization to exist are creating a problem that threatens human civilization. And that's important to understand because when we look at the 21st century, the consumption of energy between now and 2050 is going to triple. And much of that increase in consumption is going to come from poor countries. It's going to come from developing countries like China and India and Africa and the rest of the world. And so if we want to do what the scientific consensus says we need to do to keep temperatures from rising too much, from rising above 2 degrees centigrade, we need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by half over the same period of time that we need to triple energy consumption. So the only way to do that is if we have cheap sources of clean energy. And right now, the biggest challenge is that clean energy sources are just much more expensive than fossil fuels.